I can see.
Okay, so we'll discuss chapter 12 today. Again, it's a very general chapter, nothing much complicated. Uh, Complication, no, not I would say complication, but important chapter will start from chapter 13 actually. 13, 14, 15. They're a bit tricky to understand as well. Okay, what is e-business? So e-business basically means electronic business. This is where e-commerce came in, where
Okay,
you could
sir, can
actually.
you record it?
Sorry,
Can you record it?
I'm recording it. I've started the recording.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Right. So e-business basically means that you are actually doing what you're purchasing products online, purely digital. Okay. So obviously, in online shopping as well, there are lots of kinds of questions that come in. The question comes in that how would a person ABC use an portal, an online shopping portal to purchase items. So you have to start from going to the URL, entering your username and the password if you want to create a login. Because if you do create a login, you will have some benefits. The benefits of creating a login in an e-commerce based website are that you will be given a wallet, an e-wallet, where you can add some amount and you will be reminded about how much is left. Apart from that, there is a wish list, which means you purchase something today and probably next time when you visit, they will say that last time you came in and you wanted to buy this but you did not buy this and we have more variety. Okay, so then you will mention that if, while we go to such a kind of shopping website, first of all we will search for an item. When we get the item, we will try to look at the different colors. If it's available, we'll put in the shopping cart. Then it will ask us to go to the shipping information or shop more. So if we shop more, and again if we add to the cart, it will be added to the previous item as well. So since the basket is being added, we can go to the shipping information. In the shipping information, we have to enter, first of all, is the payment information, which includes the credit card details, where it is verified. If it's verified, your address information is confirmed. So this is something that you should be aware of. Okay, uh, I will again send you my notes for chapter 12 as well. I did send you chapter 11. You got them?
Yes.
Okay, right. Okay, so obviously, apart from all that, we have discussed this before as well, that there are lots of other benefits of shopping online. Okay, there are lots of arguments. Some people even argue that by online shopping, you will have these delivery vehicles that will come on the road and will basically do a lot of pollution. But again, there will be counter argument that obviously uh, these vehicles will be a lot more less than if the consumer drove themselves. So you just have to make, if the valuation comes, then you have to make both ends. Online booking, banking will obviously have lots of points over here. Okay, from issuing of checkbook, from transferring your amount from one branch to the other brand. Okay, there are lots of other things that you can do in online banking. So there are lots of applications now available for different banks through which you can sit down and use your smartphone. You can pay the bills using these apps. But obviously, if the valuation point comes in, then there will be argument that is it safe or not. And one of very good question that comes in is that, for example, they say that Mr. Saem wants to purchase different items on an online banking website. Should he be concerned or not? Obviously, I should not be concerned because banking websites are secured through secure shell. They have a very proper authentication techniques. They have proper digital certificates, which minimizes the risk of anyone trying to get information out of it. But I should be concerned because even although these safety procedures are there, but there is a possibility of phishing and farming. and people or hackers could misuse and try to hack into it. So whenever there is a very good programmer, there is obviously a very good hacker on the other end, right? So I think of different questions that might come across. So what can you do? The following things. Keep in mind the following things you can do in a bank: transferring money, paying bills. Just keep these points in your mind. Okay. So again, needing to visit a branch, avoiding queues, 7 days a week, it's opened up. These came out to be the advantage. Electronic funds transfer basically simply means that whenever you use your debit card or credit card to electronically transfer your amount somewhere. So um, this comes in your electronic point terminal and point of sale terminal. Point of sale terminal, you do know that whenever you go to any retail store and you buy something, they always when they sell out something, their software will deduct the amount that you have purchased. For example, they have 100 items and you purchase 10 items, the software will automatically deduct 10 out of 100, leaving 90. And there's always a reorder level which tells them, their alert comes in, an SMS comes in telling them that we have to reorder something again. So your electronic funds transfer and point of sale terminal, they work together nowadays. So electronic funds transfer will include the credit card. Point of sale terminal will include the software that basically handles the stock within such a kind of retail store. Okay, whatever it is. So this is what they have discussed over here. So then you have is automatic. I just talked about automatic stock control. So in automatic stock control, there is something known as reorder. I've discussed that. But because holding too much stock means more storage space. Obviously, you will not like to do that. Having too little stock obviously will again be a problem. There is something known over here as uh, just in time. It's not mentioned over here, but you should know what just in time is. Just in time means that sometimes they are perishable items and these will not be stored. Okay, just in time. So if you want to order something, it will directly come to your retail store. It will not go to a warehouse. Now these could be perishable items. These could be items that are too huge. For example, let's say generators, huge generators. We can't keep them in a storage space. They occupy a lot of space. So just in time is whenever you need something, it will be delivered to you right away. It will not be there in your stock room. That's how you maintain your warehouse basically. Okay. Like again, they've discussed all that thing that you have a reorder stock, it gets below a certain level and it reminds you and automatically that happens. Okay, this is all that they have explained you. Digital currency is very interesting, and you might have heard of Bitcoin. Bitcoin came in probably more than a decade back, and it virtually does exist. It doesn't have any back financial capacity of its own. So digital currencies are used by many retailers nowadays, stores. So you can purchase bitcoins and do a lot of shopping. Okay, but many countries and many retail stores, most of them do not accept Bitcoin because of some terrorist activity that might be going on. So it's not acceptable in many countries and many places. Okay, have you heard of digital currency, Bitcoin, right?
No, I
Have you?
don't understand it, sir.
Sorry.
I don't
I don't
understand
understand
digital
digital
currency.
currency.
Okay, digital currency. Probably you. Okay, this is one thing that I would like you to do your own research. Okay, do one thing. I would like you to do a research on Bitcoin yourself. Okay, and let me know as well. This is very little given over here. This is nothing. So this is one topic. Bitcoin, about Bitcoin digital currency. Do a research, and I would like to I would like you to share your notes with me. How is that? Fine. because you will find lots of other information apart from this. Obviously, your book could not elaborate it much. It's just that digital currency was basically invented by a Japanese person, okay, in which the money is virtual. For example, you can go to a trading company, there are lots of there, and you can purchase Bitcoin from there. So one Bitcoin, presently one Bitcoin is equal to, I think so, uh, around 12,000 US dollars. I believe this is the rate right now. It's so one Bitcoin has a lot of value. But you will not get a question because now mostly it is becoming a lot illegal. It's not used much. Data mining, on the other hand, basically means that how do you extract information? Um, do you remember expert system? An expert
Yeah.
system you have is knowledge base. The software engineer creates the knowledge base through data mining. Okay, so there are different ways through data can be extracted, and they have discussed different ways. Okay, how data mining is done, how can you collect information. Okay, anomaly detection, identifying unusual data that may require further investigation. For example, you are collecting some information and you come across some data that does not elaborate much itself. That will come in this anomaly. It doesn't have an explanation. Association rule, finding relationship between variables. This is how recommendation service work for shopping sites. Okay, you might have a data. For example, you might say computers related to electronics. Okay, so if you're searching for something that is under electronics, okay, computers will be there. If you search for cars, you'll get tires. So you have an association rule with that. You get my point?
Yes.
Okay, so data mining basically means that when you collect the data, how do you collect the data and how do you basically arrange it back? Okay, cluster detection, identifying groups and subgroups of data. It's quite related to association rule, but it's a bit different. So groups and subgroups basically means that if I come to electronics, I will have input devices and I will have output devices. Input devices is one group, output devices is another subgroup. So you'll have groups, then you have subgroups and stuff like that. Okay. So we are just talking about data. Okay, classification. Classifying data into existing groups or categories. This is how spam filter works. Yes. Um, spam filters basically work how? Uh, whenever your email receives email from an email address that is sending email to, let's say, 50 people, that comes under spamming. Because when you send emails to multiple people, it's considered as illegal. Why are you doing so? Okay, so it will know that this group of data where it is being replicated is basically a spam. Regression, creating predictive models based on range of variables. Uh, Creating predictive models. Predictive models basically means that if this happens, then you do that, otherwise you do this. So you can even play further with data. How is that so? You can say that if I'm able to find this particular data, then this means it should be saved in this data, otherwise it should be saved in this data. You get the point,
Yes.
Yes.
right? So these are the different types of your data mining usually done. Okay, right? We will be. Have we discussed expert systems?
Yes.
Yes.
Have you gone through my chapter 11 notes? Have you?
No.
No.
No. Okay. Before the next class, please go through those through my notes. Okay. Right. And I will be sending you some expert systems separate notes as well. You go through them as well. Okay. Over there, I have discussed these some of these as well, so you'll have more idea. Okay. Social
Okay.
networking. Well, nowadays this generation knows more than frankly I do. what social networking is. I don't think so. I have to explain this in detail. I think so. You know it, okay? What it is, benefits, okay? Um, what can you do? What advantage do you have? And stuff like that, okay? Is it beneficial or not? Is it actually harming our health or not? I mean, there could be a lot of discussion about social networking. This includes about privacy of data. You can talk about that. Should all ages be a part in the social networking or not? Okay. So when you talk about evaluation, you have to talk about both points. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Apart from Facebook, my students keep on telling me that there is something new. Tutor, yes, they mentioned Tutor and Tumblr. But obviously, Tutor is something new. So many people are using Tutor nowadays. Not Facebook. So if you have a Tutor account, you will know what that is. Okay. You have a Tutor account?
No.
No. Okay. Do you have a Facebook account?
No.
No. Really? We have people on this planet who don't have Facebook account. Okay. But anyway, you do know what does Facebook does, huh?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. Do if you don't have, fine. But I would like you to do a research because it's part of our IT. Okay. You should have an idea what does it do, right?
Yes.
Now, blogging, you know what blogging is. You know what blog is. You know the difference between a forum and a blog. Can you tell me the difference
No.
between forum? A forum is there where you discuss problems. Blog is for experiences. Okay. If you want to share your experience with someone, you write a blog. Forum is for a problem. When you say, for example, my car won't start in winters. So people will give you lots of suggestions telling you why doesn't your car start. In blogs, people give reviews but do not criticize or do not give you specific solutions to a problem, because we are not discussing problem, we're just discussing our experiences. Secondly, blogs are not moderated, forums are moderated. Okay, by moderation I means if I want to create a forum, I will have a moderator that will approve my blog. But in case approve my forum, sorry. But in case of a blog, blogs are always approved. I don't have a moderator in case of a blog, and I do have a moderator in case of a forum. You get the point. Now we have vlogs, video blogs a lot. If you go to YouTube, you have lots of people. Now, video blog is frankly the future. You want to share your experience. People don't like to read it out much, frankly speaking. So they like to look at a video, you explaining or you showing your experience. So vlog has become a very um, recent thing that has been developed. Video conferencing, I'm sure you know what video conferencing is. Benefits, advantages, you need a microphone, you need screens, you need anti-echo rooms, okay? You need a specialized software that can basically do what? Do proper echo cancellation, that can actually do a lot of data compression. Okay, it will have proper codecs. You know what codecs are? Codecs are those part of the software that can help you to compress your video or an audio transmission in very optimized way, so that people at terminal A and people at terminal B, if they have different bandwidth speeds, your video conferencing software that has proper codec will try to let the conference go on even if at one end the internet connection is slow. So it will adjust the video's resolution in such a way so that it does not have a catastrophic effect and does not end in the middle. You get the point.
Yes.
And then obviously you have advantages and disadvantages of video conferencings. Employees don't have to pay for expenses. Obviously, initial cost might be high, but it's very advantage to the business. Meetings can be carried out at any time, at any place. Okay, right? Employees may be in different time zones. It's not so. Since it's an advantage, it's also a disadvantage. I mean, if I say very good advantage, we can meet anytime, but no, everyone is not free at every time. So whenever you discuss advantage of some point, you might have the same point as a disadvantage as well. You can even check the marketing scheme. Okay,
Okay.
people can be
Yes.
seen, well heard, obviously. Okay, it may not be possible to see all the people over there. Obviously, you can't compare it with visual, physical appearance. Okay, documents can be shown. Okay, but physical documents can't be shown as well. Okay, obviously, very reliable and fast internet connection is required. Obviously, one of the biggest disadvantage that I would come up with if I would have written it. Web conferencing is bit not much, just a bit different from video conferencing, because web conferencing is mostly done within an intranet. Web conferencing is basically done uh, without video, but video can be a part of web conferencing as well. Okay, so web conferencing is again there. You have a website through which different people can communicate and basically share their audio over there. Okay, the only basic difference is web conferencing is on a website, and video conferencing has its own specialized software. That is basically the basic difference between video conferencing and web conferencing over here. Again, I'll share you my notes with, because over here there isn't much explained. Um, okay, advantages: the host controls the content on the screen and can make sure everyone keeps on tasks. Okay, it is difficult to tell if a person is closely following the web conferencing, as they mostly cannot be seen. Like I told you, it's not important that video is always there, since it's only audio. In case of audio, how would you know someone is even listening to you or not, right? um, for example, right now, obviously you're listening, but just saying it. Okay, right? Web conferencing. Once I was taking an online class, and one of the students was not there for 5 minutes, went to the washroom, came back, and I was talking to myself. Okay, so it happens, yes. So how do I know that I'm not talking to myself? In video conferencing, you at least know that you're talking to someone. So one good example of web conferencing. Okay, web conferencing saves time and would obviously again the same advantage of video conferencing. So lots of points of video conferencing will again come. Web conferencing saves travel costs. Same point. Pre-recorded content can be used in web. Oh, sorry, very good. Okay, pre-recorded content can be used in web conferencing. This saves the host repeating part of the content each time the present is given,
What's
which means,
pre-recorded?
sorry,
What does
what does
pre-recorded mean?
pre-recorded mean? Pre-recorded content basically means that, for example, what I'm doing right now. Okay, there are many softwares in which your presentation can be recorded. So you can play it again and again rather than you have to explain it to the people. Now, this point is different from your video conferencing. In video conferencing, we don't have this. Okay, you will not see this point over there. That's a point. That point is different. The host will likely need a lot of training to use the web conferencing software. Some attendees may also need training in how to navigate around the room. Frankly, this point goes even for video conferencing. Okay, even for video conferencing, professional video conferencing, you need to train those people who are not acquainted with the software. So it's not only for this, it can also go for video conferencing. Documentation can be made available for attendees. This point again is for video conferencing as well. If attendee has a poor internet connection, again point for video conferencing. So many points do overlap because it's quite the same thing. Teleworking basically means when you work from home. Okay, teleworking is becoming very famous nowadays, because there are so many jobs that could be done online and you don't have to travel. okay, including now education as well. Okay, it is predicted that e-learning in the next 1 decade will become very, very common. Okay, because you have e-learning, you have is online assessments, okay, you have computer based training, you have computer based learning. So all everything is going online. This is one of the prediction that basically will definitely happen. So again, there will be a lot of argument that if you have people who work from home, is it good or bad? Obviously, transport and all that is good, but obviously there is a lot of a disadvantage that you will not know that is your worker working properly or not. Okay, can you carry out your confidential or sensitive documents here and there? Should they leave the office building? How much do you know how much your employees are working? Are they working 6 hours? Are they working 2 hours? Okay, so obviously there will be lots of benefit. This will reduce a lot of costs for the business. When you don't have so many people, you will not have so many offices. You don't have to pay overhead expenses. Overhead expenses means the rent, the utility bills, and stuff like that. So then there will be a disadvantage. The ethics of business will be compromised. Okay, the ethics of business basically means for every business there are some rules and regulations that you have to follow. But if you allow people to do teleworking, they might not follow those rules and regulations that your business wants to follow. Okay, are you following me? Right?
Yes.
Yes. Right. Okay. So technology in society basically is it this general thing actually this will include technology in sport, well, a lot of things. Technology in sport, talk about the new equipment that is being designed for uh, athletic or people with sports, new footballs, whatever, any sort of equipment that is being designed. Every day something new comes in. If you talk about scoreboards, you have new softwares being developed so that they can increase not only the efficiency of the result but also the accuracy of the result. Okay, you are using lots of sensors on ground to capture the exact data coming in. So technology has played a very vital role in sports to basically make decisions in sports as well. Okay, I talk about large LCD screens that are being developed for you to have a much different experience. Okay, you can talk about virtual reality. Okay, like we just talked about. You can talk about that virtual reality can help us to experience a particular sport as if we are actually over there. For example, skiing. You will not like to go to skiing, and probably you cannot. Okay, you cannot get yourself trained. So if you have a VR, you can obviously train people yourself in any particular game. You get the point, right?
Yes.
Yes. Technology in medicine, again, you see there's a lot of repetition. I don't know why the examiner has done this. I hope he listens to what I'm saying. There's a lot of repetition. You talked about artificial limbs previously. You talked about the disabilities previously. You talked about the DNA samples previously. Okay, so obviously ICT has played a very vital role from um, 3D printing, from the decoding of the DNA structure, okay, from printing arteries and all that. So and now remote uh, controlling of computers using your micro robotic arms can help you to perform operations from a distance. You have a console. Someone sitting in New York can actually operate anyone here in Pakistan. So it's fully possible because of these micro enabled robotic arms that can help you to do anything. So you need to talk about each and every development or whatever is happening in ICT, what difference has it made in that particular field? You have to make an argument. You have to make a very proper argument by giving a reason. Okay? Please always remember that whenever you have to give a reason, you have to talk about it. For example, if you say, the question says, what input device will be used in a library system? You'll always say that a keyboard will be used to enter the membership information. If you simply say a keyboard will be used, no, you will not get the marks. Because you need to talk about that keyboard will be used 1 mark, and for what reason? For entering information. That is the member ID. So why, when, where, this is something really we have talked about. If you talk about an input device or an output device, you need to explain what does that device do. Leaving the answer in the middle in your A level means you're getting 0 out of 2. Keep that in mind. Okay? And this is why some of the
Okay.
students say, "Oh, I did my paper so well. Why did I get a D grade?" You got D grade because you thought you did it well, but you did not do it well. Okay, so let's finish all this. Then once we do the past papers, you will get an idea. This is why. Okay, like I said, first is the knowledge. Technology in manufacturing will include again robotic arms. I have talked about this with you. Okay, I've talked about the end effectors and stuff like that. I've talked about robotic arms could be programmed in such a way. Okay,
Yes.
um, um, we will talk about that robotic robots will have a lot of loss at the jobs. Okay, can have de-skilling in the market as well. Okay, technology enhanced learning. Okay, we're talking about how technology can help you in the learning process. We can talk about interactive whiteboards. Okay, smart boards. You know what smart boards are, right?
Yes.
Right, we can use smart boards. Okay, these could be connected with the internet to share more 3D models of different things. There are more educational websites and material available such as lynda.com. Okay, you have other websites such as Audacity, then you have even like Khan Academy. You can mention these. You have YouTube, in which a lot of videos have been shared. Okay, so you cannot talk about all these things and how this has helped um, sharing of information a lot more possible.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Just thinking if there's another point. Oh, hold on. Uh, no, I don't have the next chapter over here. But I would like you to do one. Let me just stop this because